Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a 30-minute wake up routine. So it would be really great to implement first thing in the morning as a way to get your body moving, lubricated, and just ready to take on your day. It could also be really great as a lunch hour pick me up or an evening cool down. So listen to your body, be good to you, and I hope this serves you as it needs to. Let's begin in standing. Feet are hip width apart. All 10 toes are equally spread into the mat or the ground beneath you. Gently broaden those shoulders out and gently back and slightly tuck the chin. Softening the knees, begin to bring that breath in and out through the nose. Just taking a moment to center here, softening the face, softening the corners of the lips. On your next inhale, bring both arms way up above your head, stretching up, 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 up. And as you exhale, bend really deeply into those knees as you plunge your torso over your hip creases. Bringing your torso to drape over onto your thighs. So bend your knees as much as you need here. Maybe you want to interlock your elbows so your hands are in your elbow creases to let that spine and that head drape even more. This is more about the release of the spine and neck than it is a hamstring, so let those knees bend. Maybe you sway gently side to side, just waking up the low back. Exhale, release those hands back down to the mat and gently roll all the way back up to standing, tucking the tailbone. Shoulders are last. Chin is last. Head is last. Inhale, both arms above the head again. This time, interlock those fingers. Inhale to reach your torso high up. Exhale over to the left, rooting the right foot, stretching out that left side ribs. Inhale everything to center and over to the other side. Exhale to the right, rooting the left foot. Inhale to center. Let's do that again. Exhale over to the left, but this time bring those fists into about a 10 o'clock angle to stretch out the upper spine. Hang out here for just a moment. And then inhale back to the side and up. And exhale over to the right, bringing those fists to about a 2 o'clock, stretching at the tops of those shoulder blades. As you inhale back to the side and back up to center, stretch up one more time, shrug those shoulder blades up to your ears, and then exhale to release the shoulders, release the hands, clasp behind your back this time. Draw those fists down to the mat as you broaden those shoulders and broaden the chest up to the sky or the ceiling. Slight back bend here. And again, as we exhale, bend deep into those knees as we plunge back down over the legs. But if it's available to you, keep those shoulders extending above the head. Stretching out the shoulder blades. Maybe you want to sway a little bit again here. Do what feels good to you through these next 30 minutes. This is for your body. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, release the clasp of the hands back down to the mat. We're going to come into tabletop. So releasing the shins down onto the mat. Our wrist creases are directly below our shoulder tips. As we inhale, we're going to drop our bellies, shrug our shoulders together, and look up to the ceiling, opening the heart. As we exhale, press those hands into the mat as we tuck the tailbone, looking to our belly button, stretching out the tops of our shoulders. And let's do that again. Inhale, drop the belly, looking up. Exhaling into our cat, tucking the tailbone, looking to our belly. And this time, as you continue to breathe on your own rhythm, find circles with your torso. Find some just ooey gooey wake up movements that feel good to you. Big circles. Maybe you take the weight a little over the wrist and a little back down towards your heels. This time is for you. And then coming back into center.
Inhale your right foot. I'm just turning so you can see me a bit better, but inhale the right foot outside of the right hand. So in your wide-legged lizard lunge. As we inhale, let's open the heart, look slightly up. And as we exhale, press into those hands.
Look down towards the belly button and press the chin into the chest.
Finding that bit of resistance here as we push down, may find some interesting stuff in that left hip.
Let's move through those again.
So inhaling to broaden the shoulders, looking up to the ceiling. Exhale,
Pressing into those hands, pressing into the knee, looking to the belly. Let's breathe here. In and out. On your next exhale, let that go. And just again,
find some little hip circles here. Just moving the hips and the torso to activate that hip, lubricate the joint. And then bring that right knee back to meet the left. Come back into a child's pose, sinking the sit bones down to the heels, stretching those arms out in front of you, all 10 fingers
spread wide. Inhale through the belly. As you exhale, begin to draw yourself up onto your shins, dragging your fingertips behind you to your toes.
And then press up through the chest, looking up, slight back bend. Push off your fingertips on the exhale.
Grab those knees and round through the shoulders.
Come back into our tabletop. Let's inhale that left foot outside the left hand. Inhale to broaden the shoulders, looking up towards the ceiling.
Exhale to press into those hands, press into the knee, look to the belly button. And again, inhale,
looks up. Exhale, presses down,
looks to the belly button. Let's breathe here for a few breaths.
As we inhale, let's find those hip circles again. This bit of intuitive, animalistic movement here, just to work out any extra little kinks that you need.
And on your next exhale, bringing the left knee to meet the right.
Let's sink back into that child's pose again, stretching our arms far out in front of us.
As we inhale, drag our fingertips up as we roll up our spine. Fingertips come to our toes, back bend,
broadening the heart. And then exhale, catch the knees. Coming into tabletop. Let's shift our weight over our wrist creases here. Just back and forth. Just really gently. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Start to make just slightly larger movements here. Coming back into child's pose. And then over the wrists. One more time. This time, let's continue to move our weight over our wrists and lower our bodies down in one piece, bending at the elbows, bringing our belly down into the floor. Widen those fingers outside the mat. You can have clasped claws so the palms are away from the floor.
As we press our feet into the mat, let's inhale to ripple our spine away from the mat, coming into a low cobra.
Big inhale, and then exhale to ripple our chest and our head back down to the mat. 2 more of those.
Inhale, pelvis presses into the mat as the chest
and gaze looks up. Exhaling back down.
Inhale, ripple.
Exhale down. Hands come to the beside the chest. Tuck the toes. Push up back onto your knees. Sink back into child's pose. This time we're going to come into our tabletop, tuck those toes, lift those knees, and really slowly and gently begin to bring those hips up to the sky. And we'll find our first downward dog. If this is early in the morning, it's most likely your first, so take it easy. Bend those knees one at a time. Just wake up the joints. Wake up the hamstrings and the calves. And return to your breath. Return to those inhales and exhales through the nose as you return to a steady rhythm that works for you. And then come to stillness. Equal weight between your hands and your feet. Knees are bent to allow a bend in the low spine. And from our downward dog, gently inhale the right leg away from the mat, leading with that heel. Any amount, doesn't need to be high. Bend that knee and just make some little hip circles. Like you have a pencil on the outside of your knee, drawing a circle on the right side of your body, lubricating that joint. And then on an exhale, bring that right knee towards the nose and step the right foot between the hands. Let's lower that back knee. Inhale both arms up above the head, coming into our low lunge. So 90-degree angles with both legs. Interlock those hands. Inhale to lift everything up and exhale over to the right, finding a little side bend here. Inhale up to center. Exhale to release the clasp of the hands. Come into these stop sign cactus arms. As we exhale, let's just gently bend into that right knee a little further. Open the chest ever so slightly. And inhale to lift everything back up. Exhale, drop the hands outside of the right foot and sink your sit bone towards your back heel. The front leg can be bent as much as you need, but we're working towards straight. What's important is we find a straight, energetic line between our tailbone and the top of our head. And breathing through this stretch. On our next exhale, bend into that right knee. Bring both hands to the front of the mat. Right knee meets the left. Let's shift our weight over those wrist creases. Drop our torso all the way down to the floor. Find that wide position with our hands. Inhale this time into our back bend. And as we exhale, let's drop our right elbow to the floor as we look to our left. Inhale to center back bend and exhale the left elbow as we look to the right. Inhale everything up to center. Exhale down. Hands come to the side of the chest. Tuck the toes. Seat comes towards heels. Lift the knees and come into our downward dog. Right away this time, let's lift the left leg away from the mat. Bend the knee and find those easy hip circles. Slowly lubricate that joint. Maybe go both ways. And then bending the knee into the nose, step that left foot in between the hands, drop that back right knee. Inhale, both arms above us. Interlock those fingers and side bend over to the left this time. Inhale to center. Inhale everything up. Exhale to release the hands into those cactus-shaped arms. Exhale to gently sink into that front knee, gently looking up with the heart. Inhale everything up. Exhale both hands down as we sink our sit bone back towards our back heel, lengthening through that spine, tailbone to top of head. Left heel is planted into the mat. We're finding length over that left hamstring. But be easy on yourself. Bend that knee as much as you need. One more full inhale and exhale. And as you let go of the breath, bend into that left knee. Let's bring that left knee to the right. Shift our weight over the hands, lower down to the mat in one piece. Here, let's keep our hands where they are and just find some nice big shoulder circles. Up to the ear, back and down. And then pull the hands to the back of the mat as we find our low cobra. Pressing our pelvis into the mat, we lift our chest, slightly lift our gaze. Exhale back down to the mat. Push ourselves up into tabletop. Knees away from the mat as we lift the hips into a downward dog. We're going to walk to the front of our mat where our hands are. So you can bend your knees as much as you need. You can also come up high onto your tip tops. Play around here. It's a little awkward, but just in a way that feels fun and fancy to you. Make your way to the front of the mat, and we'll find another forward fold here. Find arms that work for you. You can clasp those elbows again. You could clasp them behind your back. You could even step on your palms if that feels good. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale to drape that spine and let go of that head. Again, slight bend in the knees. Maybe nod your head side to side just to make sure you're releasing any of that holding. Exhale to release whatever hand position you were in, and then tucking the tailbone, let's roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, both arms right away up above us, and exhale down to our heart center, palm to palm. We'll move through one really easy, nice, juicy vinyasa here. Inhale, both arms above us. Exhale to bend those knees and hinge our torso over those hips. Hands come to the mat. Inhale to find a flat back. So press into your thighs or your shins. Exhale releases our hands to the mat. Step back one foot and then the other. Lower those knees. Shift our weight over those wrists. Lower down to the floor. Shrug those shoulders up and back as we pull into a low back bend. Exhale back down to the floor. Inhale, lifts, tuck toes, lifts knees, downward dog. Wonderful. And just find a steady inhale and exhale here. Let's lift the right leg away from the mat. Bend into the right knee, bringing the knee towards the nose. Step in between those hands again. Let's lower the back knee. We're going to turn our back shin so our shin is parallel to the back of the mat. Take the right foot so the toes are pointing in the same direction as the left knee. Arms extend out to the side. We're going to drop the left hand towards the mat and find a side bend here. Reaching up and over with the right hand. You can begin to find a slight back bend here if you'd like to reach those right fingertips slightly behind you in space. Opening the chest. And exhale as we circle our right hand all the way back down to the front of our mat. Left hand will stay on the inside of our right foot. Let's peel our right hand away, finding a twist. Looking maybe up to those right fingertips. If you're really feeling like going for it, you can always lift that back knee. And exhale to, let's find some just nice shoulder circles here. So right arm is going to go up and back, up and to the front. And this time we're going to continue looking towards our back foot. Maybe this is where we stay. Maybe we can bend the left foot towards our hand even a little bit. Maybe we stay here. Maybe you can grab that back left foot and bring the heel into the sit bone. Lightening the pelvis away from the mat here, so not sinking. Finding a nice quad stretch. And breathing. Exhale, gently release that foot back down to the mat. Circle the right arm up and over. Bring the right knee towards the left, and we're just going to come into a child's pose. Keep those toes tucked, a little more active. Sway side to side into those hips. And inhale, pull ourselves up. Hips lift, downward dog. Inhale that left leg away from the mat. Bend the knee, bring it into the nose. Step in between the hands. Let's lower that back knee. Move that shin so it's parallel to the right side of our mat, and left toes are facing forward. Both arms extend to the side. Right hand comes down to the mat as we reach our left arm up and over, side bend. Maybe you begin to bring it back in space, finding a bit of a back bend, opening all the things here, expanding every ounce of you. And big exhale as we round the arm back, dance it to the front, come back into our low lunge. Keep the right hand on the mat as we peel the left away, twisting, looking up towards those left fingertips. You can always lift that back knee. And exhale the left arm, into those shoulder circles, front of the mat, up and back towards the back foot, up and over. And this time, keeping that left hand, left gaze towards that back foot. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we bend the right knee slightly in towards the heel. Maybe we can even grab that foot, come into our quad stretch. Lightening that front pelvis up and away from the mat. Inhale through the nose. As we exhale, gently release that back foot. Left arm comes up and over. Left knee meets the right. Let's come into a child's pose. Keep those toes tucked if it feels okay to you. Sway side to side. Inhale into that tabletop. We're simply going to bring our left shin to the front of our mat. Shift ourselves over onto our left booty and bring our right foot over our left knee into this pretzely twisted position. Right hand is on the floor beside us. Left arm inhales up. As we exhale, we find connection between the outside of our knee and the outside of our left bicep. Inhale, we lift, lift, lift. And exhale, we begin to twist towards the back of the room. Every inhale lifts, lightens, expands us away from our pelvis. Every exhale twists us a little further to the back. Breathing nice and steady. On our next exhale, let's slowly release. Find a little counter twist here, bringing both hands to the left side and just looking down. And we're really simply just going to switch to the other side. So do a little dance, switching so that the left foot comes over the right thigh, trying to work towards both hips onto the mat. Left hand beside us, right arm lifts up. Right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Inhale lifts us up, up, up. Exhale twists us to the back. Inhale through the nose, everything lifts. Exhale through the nose, everything softens. And next exhale, let that go. Unfurl our torso. Find our counter twist with both hands on the right side of our body, looking down. And we're going to make our way back down onto our back. So uncurl those feet, both palms of feet on the floor in front of us. Let's just reach out past our toes. And then we're going to tuck that tail as we begin to curl ourselves slowly down to the floor. Breathing as we slowly, slowly come through vertebrae to vertebrae, and we release to the floor. Finding a figure four stretch here, bringing the right ankle over the left thigh. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift that left foot away from the mat. And maybe you interlock your fingers onto your thigh. On every exhale, gently pulling that left leg in towards the torso, finding a stretch in the right glute. Can you soften your face, your jaw, and your eyes here? As we exhale, let go of the hands. Drop that left foot back down to the mat. Extend both arms to the side. We're going to find our supine twist. So just simply letting both legs in the same position drop to the left side of the room. Right foot is planted on the mat. If this position doesn't work for you, feel free to cross the right leg over even more. So you're in a bit more of a twisted pretzel position. Maybe you look your gaze over to those right fingertips. And exhale. Bring the head back to center. Lift those legs back to center. Uncurl yourself. Both soles come back down to the mat. This time the left ankle is going to cross over the right thigh into that figure four. Maybe the right foot lifts away from the mat. Maybe we find the shin or the thigh of the right leg, and gently as we exhale, bring the leg a little closer to the torso, stretching out those left glutes. Exhale to release that right foot back down to the mat. Extend the arms and find our twist in the other direction, letting that left foot make its way to the mat. If you'd like a bit more, that position doesn't work for you, cross the legs a little bit more and let both knees fall to the right. Maybe look towards those left fingertips. Can you notice any areas of holding? Can you let the ground beneath you have entire weight here as we begin to move towards letting go of all effort? Inhale, both knees up to center. Untwist. Finding a happy baby. Let's take our peace fingers around our big toes, widening our legs, drawing our knees towards the mat. Maybe you want to rock a little side to side here to massage out that low back. Maybe you even want to extend one leg and then the other. Finding movement that you need to finish off. And then exhale, bring those feet together. Hug your legs into your chest. Hug, hug, hug. Squeezing your torso, your knees to your chest. Take one big inhale. And as you exhale, begin to just sink everything to the mat. Let's inhale our arms above our head and find one nice big long stretch from the tips of our toes to the tops of our fingers. Stretching, stretching, stretching. And exhale, everything go. Coming into a place of rest. You can stay in your Shavasana, or you can always come into a seated position. Just have a moment of centering before you go on with your day. As you settle into your place of rest, can you invite a sensation of heaviness into all areas of your body? Dropping the shoulders down and away from the ears. Heavy in your pelvis. Letting go of the glutes, the hamstrings, the knees. Letting the ankles splay
to the sides and letting go of the feet. As we inhale, can we find a sense of lightness as we feel cool breath cascade in through the nose, and then releasing the jaw and opening the lips, can we exhale through our mouth? Feeling a sense of lightness enter the eyes. Can you gently lift each corner of the mouth, inviting in a sense of joy and lightness as you maybe start your day or continue your day or come to end your day. May this sensation of peace stay with you. Namaste.